Well, hello there, honey. It's your favorite country girl, Renee Davis, and I am back with a new episode of Love Kills by the Melanin Mayhem podcast. Ooh, if you didn't know, baby, let me tell you, Love Kills is guaranteed to make your blood pressure go up and get your cussing game on point, because I am spilling all the tea on crimes of passion that prove relationships can be complicated and deadly. Love Kills brings you the stories of relationships and situationships that went hella wrong and resulted in somebody getting their water turned off permanently, if you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna give you the who, the what, the where, and why I think this shit is crazy. We're gonna get in and we're gonna get out real quick, just like a robbery. I got a story. You wanna hear it? Well, here we go. Today, we are going to the great state of Ohio for the toxic tale of a nigga named Nicole. You heard me right. I said Nicole. Spelled like the girl spelling of Nicole. Nicole. His whole name was Nicole Cunigan Jr. They called him Nico. I bet the fuck they did. This motherfucker probably had a big old chip on his shoulder because he was growing up with a girl name. That's what I think. But you know what? He might have had a girl name, but baby, he was a criminal that was out here criming it up. And before the shit that he did that we're gonna talk about today, he already had an established rap sheet. Like, his greatest hits included, weapons violations, abduction, felonious assault, regular assault, child endangerment, and having a weapon by a motherfucker that wasn't supposed to have no weapon. Like I said, he was deep in them criminal streets. Well, Nico also had a girlfriend, and her name was Precious Taste. Ooh, that's a cute name, Precious Taste. You can do some things with that, but not the point. Precious had been fucking with Nico since she was like in her mid to late 20s, and now she's, busting her 30s wide open, right? Well, in 2021, Precious gave birth to twin baby girls, and shit still wasn't all the way right with Nico, but now, Precious got these babies, and she really want Nico to do the right thing. But oh, honey, how many times have we heard this story? Honey, that nigga Nico just can't get it together, don't want to get it together, ain't trying to get it together. Always on the wrong kind of shit. Well, back in January 24th of 22 to be exact, how about this nigga Nico stabs Precious while she was pregnant again. Baby, see what had happened was he had took her car and she was wanting him to bring it back. Y'all know how this shit is. Y'all seen baby boy, bring me my car, Jody. She wanted her shit back. So they arguing. She tells him at some point that, you know what, I'm just gonna call the police and report my shit stolen if you don't bring me my car back. So, she at her house waiting on this nigga to bring her car. She say she heard him come in, felt him walk up on her. And you know what? The thing that she said next is just so sad, because Precious says that she heard him, felt him walk up on her, and she just thought that he was gonna hit her or push her down, because that's what he would normally do. But that ain't what he did this time. Baby, tell me why this nigga done jugged her 4-5 times knowing she pregnant. Like, what the fuck? You's a disgusting son of a bitch. And I'm assuming that she lost the baby, because when the mayhem and then the shenanigans all went down, they said that she only had the twins. So either way, his punk ass ended up going to jail for stabbing her. And I'm gonna say he was gone for a quick second. They charged him with probation violation, felonious assault, and domestic violence. But you know how this song and dance go. They ain't gonna give him the time he need for the bullshit he out here doing. They gave him a little piece of a sentence for fucking Precious up. And I do mean a quick one. Like, he was legit back on the streets in January of 2024, which means he did like a year and some change before he was out on parole for this felonious foolishness. A mess, Jesus. As you can see now, Nico and Precious, they had a toxic situation going on. And ooh, child, honey, sometimes them be the hardest to walk away from. They were still mixing it up on and off because this her baby daddy, right? And when you in your 20s, that toxic shit be looking like real love. Ooh, he only acting a fool because he loved me. But sometimes when you hit them 30s or when you become a parent, shit get put in a different light for you, and you realize possessiveness ain't cute. Controlling behavior is not love. And I think Precious was getting tired of this nigga shit. But a possessive, controlling baby daddy is a hell of a combination to get away from. And from what I could tell, Nico wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. So, time is passing on by and the twins are like 3, right? It's the beginning of 2024 and Nico's still trying to run that game. And it must be working a little bit, because next thing you know, Precious is pregnant again with another Nico baby. Oh, Lord, here we go again. But this time, Precious is tired of Nico's shit, and she really is trying to break it off for good and let them just be parents and nothing more. But again, Nico not trying to hear none of that shit. He on that classic, if I can't have you, nobody gonna have you. And any man that Precious come in contact with, oh, she must be fucking him. Oh, we done heard this song and dance before. So he's acting a goddamn fool. And he texting her all kind of stupid shit, talking about he watching her every move. And sir, that's what we call stalking. And of course, you better not let nobody else touch you. Like, sir, you are legit threatening this woman every chance you get. But Precious is holding it down. I'm very proud of our sis. Even though she is pregnant, she is not fucking with Nico. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes folks say something and then their actions do something else. But no, Precious, from all accounts, was like, I'm good. I don't want nothing else to do with you. Just want to raise my baby and we be done. I don't want you driving my car no more. Stop coming to get my shit. I don't want you popping up at my house no more. None of that. And R. Kelly, he was singing softly in the background. Because when a woman is fed up, and yes, Precious was over all this bullshit. Again, proud of you, Precious. But on May 22nd, 2024, when Precious was like 4.5 months pregnant, this nigga Nico, now he is 32 at this point, and he is out here losing his shit because he feels like Precious belongs to him, like property. What? Nigga. So, Precious got this house over on Shaftesbury Road in Dayton, Ohio. And in that house is her and her kids. And, occasionally she'll let a relative or a friend stay over or whatever. Well, this particular day, she had a little female friend over there. And this is a grown woman. I don't know her name. I couldn't find it anywhere, but she is at the house. And then there is also this 16-year-old boy named Deontay Johnson. He's also at Precious's house. Now, I couldn't find out if he was staying over there or if he was just visiting. But whatever the case, Nico thinks that this child is over there fucking his baby mama. And so it really started the day before, right? So all day on May the 21st, Precious been arguing with Nico. Nico has jumped in her car again and gone, and Precious want him to bring her shit. And Nico punk ass all talking about what he ain't gonna do and this, that, and the third, what she better do and what he gonna do to her, just threatening the shit out of her, right? 1 minute he's talking about how he love her down, and the next minute you're talking about cutting her water off. Ooh, that's some toxic, trifling, throwed off nigga shit, right? Well, Precious, again, our good sis, she is over it. Done. This nigga, she wants you to just keep it pushing. We are over and done with. She is telling him to leave her alone. Well, once again, Precious says, you know what? If you don't bring me my car back, I'm gonna call the police. Well, it's a good move, sis. Report your shit stolen. If he got your shit and you want it back, report that shit stolen. Well, Nico's punk ass didn't want the popo involved because he already had a warrant for his arrest for violating his parole the week before, right? So he telling Precious, okay, baby, don't do that. I'm gonna bring you your car. Just don't call the police, right? I'm finna bring it over to you now and we gonna talk. And so Precious is like, nah, nigga, nice try, but we ain't finna do that. You cannot come in my house. I do not want to see you. Just drop my car off, leave my keys, and I'll get them, right? So this nigga Nico, oh, he is a whole ass coward, puss ass motherfucker. He gonna bring the car back, but not give Precious her shit. Oh, no. He is using her car to be his transportation to and from the fuckery he about to do. So in true crazy nigga form, he is at this woman's house at the ass crack of dawn. I'm talking about 6 a.m. on May the 22nd. And Nico, oh, he's not coming to the front door like a normal person would. Oh, no. He on that brother man from the 5th floor shit, right? He coming through the window. And at this time of morning, 6 a.m., most people are asleep, right? Y'all, tell me why this rusted, dusted, no nuts ass nigga is at Precious's bedroom window. Now, remember, they've been arguing all the previous day into the night. So Precious had really just laid down because she really didn't know what he was gonna do, if he was gonna go on ahead and bring her car or what. So she hear this nigga fucking with the window and she pops up, right? Nico got the window open, and so they now kind of like arguing through the window, and then Precious jumps up because she see Nico pointing a gun through her goddamn window. Baby, Precious take off running as Nico started letting them bullets fly, and then he climbs in the window. Now, police reports say Deontay Johnson, the 16-year-old that was at Precious's house, they say that he was in the bed sleeping and he was shot as Nico was shooting through the window. And then Nico came through the window and went after Precious. But before we go any further, I want to flesh this out just a little bit with y'all while it's fresh on our minds. So they say that Nico was at Precious's bedroom window. And all of the sources that I have looked at have been pretty clear on that. That's exactly where he was. That's his point of entry. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm assuming Precious and everybody else in the house is in the bed, sleep, right? So Nico on this bullshit like she giving the cookies away. So going to her bedroom window does kind of make sense for a crazy nigga who think you out here fucking everybody, right? So he at her window trying to catch her slipping. Okay. Follow me now. They say when Nico was fucking with Precious's bedroom window, they say he pushed it open, right? So, okay, now, if he pushes it in, him and Precious are having some words. And I'm thinking the words are more along the variety of Precious asking him what the fuck is he doing and to get the fuck away from her house. And who knows what the fuck Nico was on. But we know at 6 o'clock in the goddamn morning, it was definitely some foolishness and fuckery. So Precious realized that this nigga is on one. And shit is about to get real. She know her baby daddy. She know his mood swings and how he act when he finna just act a goddamn fool. So she realizes that her nigga is on one and shit is about to get real. So she don't waste no more time popping off, right? She get up and she run as Nico raises his gun and starts spraying through her bedroom window. Now, the shooting, y'all, it started before he climbed in the window. So he is in effect shooting from outside. And 16-year-old Deontay Johnson is shot during this barrage of bullets. Now, they said that Deontay was shot laying on a bed and they found him under some covers. So, are they saying that Deontay was in Precious's bed when he got shot? I mean, or did Nico's bullets travel through a wall and hit Deontay in a bedroom next to Precious's bedroom? And now they say that when he was shot and killed, he was laying on a bed. So was Nico a lucky shot several times and he hit Deontay a room away? Or was there maybe a possibility that Deontay was laying in Precious's bed? Follow me now. She hears Nico at the window. She ain't got no time for Deontay to get up and try to leave, so she throws some stuff on top of him. You know, clothes and blankets and shit. Make it look like a pile of laundry or something and not the outline of a male's body, right? Again, I don't know how many times Deontay was shot, but the reports say that he died from multiple gunshots. What's that? Multiple? That's like 4 or 5. So, you know, maybe Deontay heard Precious raising hell with Nico all yesterday, and he came in her room to make her feel safe. You know, that's also a possibility. Like, I'm not trying to drop no tea or, you know, throw shade on Precious or him, but I do have questions, and of course they will probably never be answered. But y'all feel me, right? I'm not tripping, am I? So, okay, let's keep going. So, Nico Spider-Mans into the house through Precious's bedroom, and he chases after her, just letting that thing fly. Now, Precious has taken off running. She hollering and screaming, but Nico catch up quick because she was headed to the basement. She's on the steps heading down when Nico shoots her in the back several times. The mother of his twin daughters, the woman who is currently pregnant with his child, right then and there, he guns her down in cold blood. Man, this nigga ain't shit. Like, what kind of low-life, degenerate waste of flesh kind of trifling ass motherfucker would do some heinous shit like this? Because mind you, the twins and this other adult woman, they are in the house too. They are in the basement where Precious is running to while he doing all this shooting. This puss-ass nigga didn't give a fat rat's ass about them kids. I mean, if fuck them kids was a person, it would be Nico's punk ass. Like, he didn't give 2 shits about the trauma that he about to cause his own flesh and blood. Don't care that you made these kids orphans. You don't care that you just killed your seed growing inside of Precious. Diabolical. I mean, man, that's all fucking dacious. Precious died right then and there on them steps. Thankfully, y'all, Nico didn't do nothing else. Once Precious was down, this murdering murderer that just murdered his baby mama and somebody else's child, he goes back out the house, jumps in Precious' car, a white Chevy Malibu. Now, that's the car he's supposed to be dropping off to her, you know, taking it back to its rightful owner. And then he flees the scene. Now, he pull up on somebody at the Pinewood Gardens apartment in Trotwood, and that's where he abandoned Precious' car at. He ain't need it no more. That bitch was hot as fish grease anyway, so, you know, and besides, he already got a ride to take him where he headed to next. So Nico hops in the car with somebody else, and then they take him to an apartment, the Northcrest Apartments, and over there, he showers, changes his clothes, and starts plotting his next move. Oh, Jesus. Now back at Precious's house, where the woman is with the twins, y'all, I feel for that woman, because can you imagine being woken up out of your sleep at your homegirl house or your cousin house to gunfire? You don't know what's going on because you in the basement and all this shit is happening upstairs. But context clues from what you done seen your folks go through over the last 24 hours, it's probably some bullshit with her crazy baby daddy. But surely this motherfucker ain't that crazy. Oh, but he is. This woman hears Precious screaming and crying. And then she hears her get to the basement door. She's on the steps and somebody is shooting. And then she hears Precious fall. And then there's silence. No more crying. No more hollering. I mean, I just can't imagine the fear that woman had. Trying to keep them girls quiet. Trying to keep herself quiet because you don't want the shooter to come down them steps. I mean, her having to call 911 and report what she just went through. And then having to see Precious dead on the steps. I mean, think about it. She's in the basement. That's the only way out is to go up the steps. So to get to the light of day, she would have had to go past Precious with the twins. Oh, Jesus be a fence, honey. So she does. She calls 911 and the police come and they do a sweep of the house. And initially, they find Precious laying in a pool of blood at the bottom of the steps. But they didn't see Deontay. That's what I said. He was under some stuff that if you were looking in, you wouldn't even know he was there. So they go back to Precious's bedroom is what the police say and the body camera says. They go back to her bedroom and move the stuff off her bed and they find Deontay laying there dead. But wait, y'all. Deontay got a gun in his hands. So I'm thinking that he was there to be like the protector of a house full of females, right? But he didn't get a shot off because Nico popped off before he could, I guess. I mean, he had a gun. Clearly he planned on fighting fire with fire. But this is a child. You know what I'm saying? Nico a grown-ass 30-something-year-old man. This boy is 16. I could see him freezing up. That's not the type of situation he should have been in the first place. But again, so many questions that will not be answered. Well, the police, they get on the good foot and they figure out real quick that Nico is the killer that they're looking for. I mean, they got the witness statement, the woman in the basement with the twins. She might not have seen it, but she heard the back and forth between Precious and Nico, probably heard Precious yelling out his name while she was running. But even without all that, it's 2024 and it's cameras everywhere. They got Ring camera footage of his ass at the window, shooting through the window, climbing through the window, running from the house and leaving in Precious's car. And so, they blast his face on TV and let the public know that, hey, we need to find this nigga. But look, he crazy than a motherfucker, so don't run up on him. If you see him, just call us. We'll handle it. They find Precious's car a few hours later in Trotwood where Nico left it. But, Nico is long gone at this point. He crazy, but apparently not stupid. Well, on May 29th, 2024, the police issue a warrant for Nico's arrest for the murder of Precious Taste and Deontay Johnson. But Nico ain't in custody. You see, law enforcement is looking for him, but they ain't finding Nico's ass. Well, that shit went on for about a month. And then on June 28th, 2024, the U.S. Marshal Service put out a reward for information leading to the arrest of Nico Cunigan. Well, the streets will drop a dime to get some dollars. And loyalty and all that snitching shit go all out the window when a little piece of change is on the table. And so this good killing ass motherfucker stayed on the run for 2 whole ass months. Like straight Casper the Friendly Ghost. But you can run, but baby, you cannot hide for long when the Fugitive Apprehension Strike Team and the U.S. Marshals is out for your ass. Baby, that's what the motherfuckers is trained to do. Find motherfuckers that don't want to be found. And they did not stop digging and watching your people that you roll with, right? Oh, they had surveillance of all types. They was getting warrants left, right, and sideways and wiretaps that was going to help them get the job done. And criminals, a lot of times they help make it easy for them to be found, right? Especially when, they might have a bounty on their head. And if you don't leave the state, and this pussy punk ass fuck nigga, he didn't leave the state. Oh no, this motherfucker went 212 miles north. He went from Dayton to Cleveland. And baby, the streets told it all. And then this trifling ass motherfucker, instead of laying low, he all outside like he ain't wanted for killing his baby mama, the unborn child, and a 16-year-old. Like, nigga, what? Okay. Watch this. On July 23rd, the Fugitive Task Force got word to where he was and what he would be driving, and so they hit up the Ohio State Patrol for an assist to snatch that ass up. And y'all know the State Patrol be ready. Them cock diesel motherfuckers, they ain't wasting no time. They always want the smoke. And so they did exactly that. They went and found where Nico was, and they got ready to pull that car over because, come to find out, the car that he is driving is also been used in a robbery. Nico, you just doing the goddamn most. Of course, when they hit them lights, the car didn't pull over. So they did a little chase, and eventually the driver bailed out and tried to run. Like I said, State Patrol be with all the shits. You want to play in our face like we ain't really them boys? They called in everybody. Like the local PD, they got the task force members, they got the State Patrol that's finna show you better than they can tell you. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon when Nico jumped out on their ass. Baby, when I tell you they locked down that perimeter so fast and so hard and commenced to hunting this motherfucker down. And please believe they got that man. They found that ass at around 3:19 p.m. You wasn't even out here for 2 hours before they had to snatch your ass up. You didn't make it 120 minutes. Boy, stop. So the Cleveland police, they made the arrest. But again, it's only as an assist for the Dayton cops. And the rest of the task force that was on Nico's ass. And so once they processed the men, baby, Cleveland shipped that ass right on back to Dayton expeditiously. On July 29th, they booked his killing ass right on into the Montgomery County Jail. And then just to put the cherry on top, baby, they gave him $1 million bail. Go sit that ass down somewhere, sir. Go have you several seats. Now, at this time, informally, he's charged with 4 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, 1 count tampering with evidence, 1 count of involuntary manslaughter, and having weapons while under disability. Now, when I saw that one, my first thought was, wait a minute. You mean to tell me if you disabled, you can't have a gun in Ohio? And what kind of disability do Nico got? So, I had to dig in and figure some shit out. And come to find out, for that charge in this particular instance, when they use the word disability, it's basically another word for felon. So much like everywhere else in the U.S., felons in Ohio can't be around or have a gun. And since he was out here being shoot 'em up king, he was breaking the law because he was already a felon for stabbing Precious back in 2022. Now, he would go on to be formally indicted by the grand jury on August 1st of 2024. And the final lineup for his charges were 4 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of domestic violence, 1 count of tampering with evidence, 1 count of having a weapon while under disability. Again, that's that felony shit. And then 1 count of unauthorized use of a vehicle. So now Nico is just going to cool his heels at the county jail while he wait on his opportunity to crank up the jury. And it would take about a year for him to face the music, which is pretty damn fast considering we've got some cases that just drag on for years and years and years. So Nico, for his part, he would be back in court on September 3rd of 2024. One time, just real quick visit to plead not guilty to all the charges that they set on him from the grand jury. So again, he 1 year later, August 5th, 2025, Nico's trial started. And baby, it lasted all of 4 days. Actually 3. It really did. It started August 5th and it was over with 3 days later. Now the prosecution, led by a man named Anthony Show, he told the jury that Nico was just a wildly jealous, obsessive man and he was just stalking Precious. They showed text messages that he had been sending her, talking about how he was watching her every movement and, you better not let me find out that you touching somebody else, and all of the little low-key threats that he was sending her. They showed body camera footage of the police getting to Precious's house and how and where they found her and Deontay. They showed the ring camera footage of him at her window, him shooting, him climbing in the window, and then leaving back out a few minutes later. Now, that goddamn defense, baby, after the prosecution put on their case, the defense attorney, his name was Lucas Weiler. And I don't know if he had just started practicing law or the shit was just so fucked up that, all he did was just phone it in. Because when I tell you he didn't have shit to say, he had shit to say. Like, he was basically like, when it came time for the defense to put on their part of the case, he just was like, we good. We ain't got nobody that want to talk on Nico's behalf, so we can move on, Your Honor. Like, they didn't call one person to the stand. Nigga, where's your mom and daddy, your grandmama, your auntie? Ain't nobody in your family willing to sit up here and tell 3 good lies for you on the stand? Nobody? Okay. Well, the judge The judge was shady as fuck. The judge was like, talking to Nico. The judge asked him, you do understand that you can get up here and testify and defend yourself if you want to, right? And Nico was like, yeah, I know it, but I ain't got nothing to say. It's just crickets from this point on. So all the defense had was the opening statement and the closing argument. And they was just throwing shit at the wall, hoping that something, anything would stick. But, sir, dude, you got to do better than y'all ain't got no real proof that the man on the video is Nico. Just because it looked like him, it got locks like him, don't mean it was him. Just because somebody that looked like Nico pulled up in Precious's car and took off in Precious's car, it don't mean it was him. It wasn't him. I don't care what you think that body cam video and the Marine cam shows. Nicole is not the only black man with locks. He was not arguing with Precious the day before she died. He was apologizing loudly. He would never threaten or hurt the mother of his children. Nicole wouldn't hurt a fly. Nicole might not fuck with flies, but Nico already been prosecuted, served time, and is currently out on parole for stabbing Precious 3 years ago. That nigga is aggressive and audacious as fuck. But you know what? Y'all know what I say. A lie don't care who tell it, as long as it get told. And so on August 8th, the case goes to the jury. Now, the jury started deliberating around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they spent about 3 hours getting on one accord, and they found that ass guilty on all 10 charges. Now, I don't know where these extra 2 charges come from, but he's got 2 more charges that are being handled as a bench trial for domestic violence and having weapons while being a felon. There has not been a date set for that bench trial, but that's small potatoes compared to the big stuff in this particular trial that he just went through. Now, Nico Cunigan is inmate A805683 at the Noble Correctional Institution in Montgomery County, Ohio. His sentencing is scheduled for August 29th of 2025, so that's in 8 short days. And while we don't know what the punishment will be for Nico's crimes, I feel confident that he will spend the rest of his natural life in prison. And we will do a follow-up when the actual factual sentencing happens, or probably towards the end of the year as I do a recap. But baby, what a mess. Ugh. Like, I've never understood that mentality of, if I can't have you, nobody can. Like, what kind of sense does that make? If you want to throw your life away, then just do that. Don't take somebody else off the board because of some twisted need to control the cat. Too many times a woman loses her life to a man that claims he loves her. I mean, domestic violence is way too prevalent these days. And I don't know what the answer is, because it seems like it's damned if you do and it's damned if you don't. You know, many times those that ain't got no skin in the game, you know, aka the street committee, when tragedy strikes, they want to know why a person stayed with an abuser, pointing fingers and passing judgment on how they would have left the relationship. But on the flip side, you got to understand it's dangerous as fuck to leave a crazy individual. You got to do that shit completely and totally. You can't do it halfway. You damn near got to leave the state. And Precious did try to leave. She tried to put up boundaries. She just wanted to co-parent with this motherfucker. But you see, Nico wasn't studying at being a parent at all, much less a co-parent. He was team fuck them kids. If I can't have a mama too, and the outcome was still fucked up for Precious. And let's not forget about the collateral damage. Deontay lost his life because he was trying to be a friend. Now, I may have on rose-colored glasses for this, but I don't think Precious was messing around with this child. I truly feel like she was a woman living alone in a house full of estrogen, and Deontay just wanted to be some of the testosterone in the house to keep Nico from hurting her. And I don't think that Precious was robbing the cradle. But you know what? Even if she was, in most states, the age of consent is 16, including the state of Ohio. He was there of his own free will. They were both consenting parties if this is what was going on. And that did not give Nico the right to take his life just because he was piping Precious down. I don't get it. If that was what was going on, so what the fuck? That shit is so weird to me when humans police the genitals of another person. If they want to get that dick or that pussy away, they gonna do it. Period. I don't care how many threats, how many tears, how many ultimatums you give. There are so many other things that are more pressing and definitely more within your own control than running behind some community penis or publicly traded pussy. Like, ugh, stop it. Please stop it. My heart, it goes out to those babies that will have to grow up without their mother. They're only 4 years old this year now. And Precious was robbed of the chance to raise her girls and be there for them for their milestones and the everyday joys of their lives. And she was pregnant with her 3rd child. that baby was robbed of its life. And again, while this case still has a few more days until the punishment is meted out, I damn sure hope that when they make this motherfucker Nico state property for the rest of his life, I hope he never gets a peaceful night's sleep again. I hope Precious and her baby haunt that stinking, trifling, monkey mouth bastard for the rest of his life. And the day he does kick the bucket, I hope that they standing right there as he is drop kicked straight to the hottest recesses of hell. And I'm gonna tell you now, I don't want to hear none of that shit about he done found Jesus. I don't want to hear nothing about the dark ass place he was in his life, because you know that's what comes next. Because who the fuck cares? Can you just die? Like, do us all a favor and just drop the fuck dead. Like, I am so heated, y'all. And it's crazy because God knows I don't know these people, but I am just so fucking tired of domestic violence escalating to somebody getting badly hurt or getting their water turned off. And that's anybody that's doing the domestic violencing. Like, I know that there are women that be out there beating their dudes' asses sometimes too, and that shit ain't right either. All of it's fucked up, but ooh, child. It's something about seeing a man getting towed out the frame by a woman. That's just like extra. God damn. Like, nigga, you need to go talk to somebody. You know, when I was young, my auntie, she used to beat her boyfriend ass. Like, she would square up on him and fuck his ass up. And he would leave the scene bloody, fucked up. And I loved my auntie when she was clean. She was the sweetest and funniest, kind-hearted person I ever had met. But baby, we talking first generation crackhead here. And I didn't want nothing to do with her no more once I seen how she acted a fool when she was on that shit. Like, I don't fuck with it. And even, like, to take it even a step further, my best friend when I was pregnant with my son, I introduced her to a homie that I thought was cool as a fan. Like, I love this dude. That was until I seen him go upside her head from the back seat of my car while I'm driving and she's sitting next to me. I had to cut both of their asses off because of the toxicness of it all. And I didn't want that shit nowhere around me. Watching the opposite sexes do battle makes me sick to my stomach. I hate that shit. And I don't play about that shit around me. I will cut you off so fast. Baby, I'm a Virgo. That shit come easy to cancel somebody's subscription. Cut, baby, before you even know that you was cut. But you know what? I gotta keep it a book, New One Nation. Y'all know we family and we talk, right? Love Kills is probably gonna turn into something else because the country girl is triggered by the domestic violence of it all. I mean, there are several Black true crime podcasts that cover relationship crimes. Like my boo things in the BTCC over at Melanin Mysteries. Shout out to Tiffany and Willie and my girls Brittany and Deja, host of A Sip of Red Rum. And of course, you know, like Sisters Who Kill, where many of y'all found me in my little podcast, Melanin Mayhem. And I think I jumped on the bandwagon because I wanted to give y'all more content. And this seemed to be a good fit. But just like all money ain't good money, everything ain't for everybody. And while I want to give you something that's a little different from what's already out there that's being done by some of the best in the game, I'm still trying to figure this shit out. Like, I got concepts of a plan. No, for real. I promise you this. I am working on another angle. A way to give you the tea on some shit that we need to know about without fucking up my mental state, right? I gotta get in front of the camera and give y'all the video content that I've been promising. So that's what I'm overthinking right now. But have no fear. I will finish out the year and give Love Kills a proper send-off as we close out 2025. But until then, let's talk about it on social media. Y'all hit me up at Melanin Mayhem Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And on X, I am Melanin Mayhem PC. There is a wonderful private Facebook group that you should join if you are not already a member. Just take a look for Melanin Mayhem Podcast discussion group, because baby, we be cutting up in there, so you need to pull up on us. So you know I gotta go. It's time, you know, we get in and out on these Love Kills, which is part of the reason I can, you know, keep doing it. But woo child. So until the next story ends in tears and tragedy and relationships take a big old hit, y'all stay safe and play that shit smart. And remember, love and emotions will make you do some crazy shit. Don't get caught up and fuck around and be on an episode of Love Kills. Please don't do it. Now, I will see y'all again in 2 Fridays for another Love Kill situation. And of course, you can catch me every Wednesday for your dose of Melanin Mayhem. Thank you so much for streaming today. And the country girl is so out of here. Mwah.
Woo-wee, Nana, you did that. Wow.